Look who's
We ain't
joining
going
us.
nowhere, bitches.
All right, we haven't been around for a while. The last one we did was with Safadine, and I think that was Kumite Radio number 16. So this is number 17, and we have a guest today. Of course, like every week, most of the time we have a guest. Introduce yourself, Mr. Guest.
Yo, I'm at Pellino, baby cat. Yeah, I've been training a lot of, just people out in Southeast Asia in general. I've been in the scene about 6 years. It's been a long ride, but now I'm in Hong Kong. Yeah, here to talk about some shit. It's nice to see George. I didn't know George was gonna be here. That's fucking cool. What's up, George?
Yeah. You didn't know I was going to be here?
No, I didn't. I wasn't giving any details. I was just giving a time.
Bitch, it's my podcast too.
Oh, I didn't know. See, I didn't know these details.
Well, before we get – Matt, it's great to see you again. But before
Nice
we
to
get
see you,
started into – yeah, thank you. Before we get started into all the other details, I want to know why you're in Hong Kong now.
So my friend Trisha, she opened up a gym called Warrior Academy, and yeah, basically I'm just running the MMA program over there. We got a couple black belts here. The BJJ scene's pretty fucking big. So like, I got like Viking Wong. He's like the first Chinese black belt to go to like IBJJF like World Championships, and he's over here. So like, I'm helping them with their wrestling and shit. So that's a big step back from helping like fighters, but I've been able to work with a couple of BJJ guys. So it's been pretty fun. Hong Kong's a really fast city though, especially compared to Malaysia. Really fast paced.
Do you like it better?
Yeah, there's some good things and some bad things. Like I said, there's not really an MMA scene here. So like, like you got guys like Caporal who fight at Road FC every once in a while, but MMA is not really big here. It's about a bunch of office people. But if you're looking to make money, Hong Kong is definitely a place to be.
Great. Get me a seminar. I'll be out there.
Yo, we can do that, yo. For sure. You can bring you and your brother. Show some tricky shit.
Well, good. I'm glad you're good, brother. I'm glad you're good.
How's Thailand treating you?
Thailand is everything. All is gravy. Good.
Are you ever in Thailand? You're always in like you're in Sweden, then you're in Singapore. Fuck. I didn't even know Safadine was training with you guys, man. That's pretty sick.
Yeah, he did his whole camp with us, and I travel quite a bit. I'm home now for a couple weeks. I go to Bangkok next weekend, and then I go to the States for Invicta. It'll be my first trip back to the States in about 3.5 years. So
since you've been out here, right? Since you got your spot off the tryout.
Yes, I haven't been back once, so.
Yeah, that's cool, man. Congrats, that's cool, man.
I'm not excited, so.
Cool. So what are we talking about today? I got a little bit of cliff notes. I didn't even know George was his podcast. So what cliff notes we got?
Well, the other podcaster, John, will take over.
All right, today, we're going to talk about, of course, Singapore, 1F, or not 1FC, but UFC Singapore. And then we'll lead into talking about the UFC versus 1FC or One Championship, whatever you want to call it. And then we'll talk about the One Championship that's coming up in next week, I think, in Yangon. Is it Yangon? Is that how you say it?
Yeah, it's in Myanmar. Yeah, I think
Myanmar,
so.
Burma, or whatever. What is Myanmar, Burma? Burma is Myanmar?
Yeah, I think Myanmar is the new – I think it was Burma, but now it's called Myanmar.
Yeah, there's some like government shit like that, just like some coup or whatever that just got broken up. So like, but like that card is an interesting one.
Yeah, we'll talk about that. We'll talk about, of course, Mayweather versus McGregor, Eminem, right? And also this weekend is Bellator in New York City, so we'll talk about that too. Right?
Yeah,
so
Sonnen.
well, there's a lot of shit to talk about. So let's start off with Singapore. Now, Singapore, first thing that I saw or that I recognized in Singapore is, man, the Korean motherfuckers got their ass whooped, man. That shit make me mad. All of them.
Haseyo.
Oh man, I know. Okay, one thing about Singapore was it was actually like it was like a week-long lead up to that fight because they had a lot of shit going on in Singapore. Like they had the EMOF Asian Open, which was pretty fucking big. They had a lot of like amateurs from all over the world like fly in and fight. And then they had a couple like Kenyon Cornelius was there grappling and shit. So like the lead up to the event was pretty sick. How about that undercard fight? Who was it? Frank Camacho versus the Chinese guy. That was a sick fight.
Yeah, that was pretty crazy.
That was a sick ass fight, man. I thought he was done in the first round. He came back, man. That was a sick fight. I think they got post fight bonus for that one.
For sure, they did get the bonus for
Yeah.
that. Oh, what about
See his leg today on social media?
who?
What happened?
Did you see his leg on social media? Frank
no,
Camacho.
No.
His leg was
No,
smashed.
Damn. I got to look that up. I didn't see that.
I'll have to check that out.
I'll see if I can find it.
Well, let me see if I can find it.
Like Faber smashed?
Yeah, see if you can find it, John.
All right, I'll try to find it.
Like Faber Aldo smashed? Like that smashed? Fuck. That's
Yes, smashed.
damn. Fuck.
All right, so what do you guys think about the other fights? What other fights did you see? What about Covington when he fought Stun Gun? How do you guys think about that one? Or what do you guys think about that?
That was a step up for Colby. It looked like in terms of competition of who he was fighting, and you know he got gritty, he got the job done. But I'm a Stun Gun fan, so it was pretty disappointing. I thought he was going to go out and perform a little better, to be honest. But I don't know if he's like top 10 in that division yet. But like he's definitely like he's a grimy grinder kind of guy. You know, he's got good wrestling, good level changes.
He's a good wrestler. His striking is getting better. His striking is definitely getting better. But he definitely wrestle fucked him. That is for sure. And
that's weird because like Stun Gun's usually the guy to wrestle fuck people. So
right,
it was
I agree 100%.
It was a good fight. But man, like sometimes like these guys who have been fighting in the UFC that like I grew up watching them lose again is pretty shit. So yeah, I was going for Stun Gun, but yeah, he got wrestle fucked like George said, 100%.
What do you think about Covington? He, like he's going around talking shit about like how he fucked up Lawler in practice and how he fucked up Woodley and made him cry. And what do you guys think about that? Like you guys train with fighters, you coach. How do you feel about dudes like coming out there and trying to reveal shit? And it could be true, it could be untrue, right? But just saying.
Well, I remember when Matt Brown was on his tear, I mean, like he had fought in Mike Pyle, and like I remember this. That now that you bring that up, and they were saying like Mike Pyle would beat the shit out of Matt Brown in training, and then Matt Brown went out there and knocked him out in like 35 seconds. So I mean, you can do whatever you want in training. Like all that matters is what happens during that fight, right?
I agree with that. 100% because it's just like wrestling's completely different than fighting, but there's people in the wrestling room that are like world-class ass beaters, but then you put them under the lights and it's not the same at all. Like I remember in college, like guys that were, not varsity, they were JV guys that would kick the shit out of the starter in the practice room, but you put them under the lights and they'd get smashed and the starter would absolutely kill it.
Yeah, man. It's how you perform when the moment matters, So I mean, like, he's just trying to create some buzz for himself. I mean, kudos to him. I mean, I guess that's what it takes nowadays. But like, fuck, man. Like, really, to me, like, that doesn't mean shit.
Yeah, I think that like he's obviously, man, he's been performing. He's been doing well. Like he knows his style. I think his striking's getting better, and he's been obviously he has a wrestling game down, and he's been killing fools on the floor and whatnot. But his striking's improving. So he's a guy that's a gamer.
Man, I don't believe in Covington. I think that he's just the wall installed type. You know what I mean?
I don't know about that, but
I don't believe in him. I think that his striking is too far behind, and once he steps in there with somebody like in the top 10, Stunga was top 10, but his striking is not that good. And I believe
I'd like to see him. Gunnar Nelson, Colby Covington, good fight right there.
Oh, that would be a good fight. But even Gunnar Nelson, is he top 10?
I think he is. Didn't he win his last fight?
Yeah, he won his last fight, but I don't know if he's top 10 though. Maybe, but
Pull it up.
you're right. That is a good fight, but think of him like even him fighting like Robbie Lawler, in a real fight, something like that.
I don't
Man.
think that's good.
That's not a good fight for Covington.
Yeah, I don't think so
No.
either.
No, he can't fight Robbie Lawler right now. Get out of here.
That's what I'm saying.
That's-
So like
That's
him,
that's nonsense.
you know who I want to see him fight? Masvidal.
Yeah, that's his boy. They're not,
I know.
like,
that's what I want
they
to
ain't
see.
fighting.
I want to
And
see him
Masvidal-
fight his
yo.
boy.
What wasn't he there
like-
to corner him?
Yeah.
What?
He was.
Yeah, he did.
He's not
Yo,
gonna
I like-
fight him.
I like both of them, but like I really like Masvidal. Like he's probably one of my favorite fighters. He's probably, if not my favorite, one of my favorite fighters in the UFC. And I'm glad to see him getting the love that he's getting now. And he would definitely piece Covington up.
Oh,
Yeah, man.
Yeah. I have no
Like,
doubt
of
about
course
that.
he would piece him up, but I think that he's got the takedown defense in the wrestling to back it up as well.
I mean, Masvidal, he only has trouble with guys who are like. I mean, you look at Damian Maia, man. I mean, look what he did to Damian Maia. People don't realize, like, Masvidal is coming up a weight class, and Damian Maia was coming down a weight class. I mean, guarantee he fought at 70. But, man, Masvidal, he's a scrappy fucker, man. And, like, man, like, at 155, he had some bad decisions. The Lorenz Larkin call, or that was at 170, but the Lorenz Larkin fight and the Ally Quinto fight were horrible, man. I mean,
Yeah.
he's been a game fighter for a long fucking time, even in Strikeforce, man.
Hey,
So,
he's from the hood. That's why they don't want. They don't want nobody
305,
to
man,
win.
Miami, bro.
Yeah.
So
He-
you look at what's this guy? Colby Covington. His last 4 wins are against Jonathan Munier, who do you guys know who the fuck that is?
He's from
I do.
TriStar.
Yeah, he's from
Matt-
TriStar. He's from Canada.
Max Griffin,
Don't know who that is.
Brian Barberina, who got famous for beating Sage Northcutt.
Yeah.
So he jumped up from unanimous decision, beating Brian Barberina to beating Don Hyun Kim. So, I mean, he's won 4 in a row. I mean, he stepped up. So, I mean, yeah, man, that'd be a sick fight. I want to see him fight Gunnar Nelson.
Well, that's actually a good idea to fight Gunnar Nelson, but I don't know, man. I don't believe in Covington. I think he's wall installed, like I said. And you guys are wrestlers, but I don't give a fuck. Like, he's wall installed. His striking is
Okay.
steady. Huh?
Excuse me,
Yes.
Matt.
Yeah.
Who are the set
What's
of
up,
legs
George?
behind you?
The set of
Oh.
legs.
Yo, I'm at my girlfriend's house, so we're in her room. So, like, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
She's got long legs.
yeah. We're
Actually,
like,
she's
what?
mixed. She's mixed Taiwanese American.
Oh shit.
So does she look Asian?
Do you look Asian? No, she's covering her legs now. Look what you got.
Okay.
Yeah, she's all right. She looks all right. She looks Asian. She looks mixed.
Okay. All right. Well, props to you for that.
Thanks, George.
We like to keep it Asian.
There you go. So yeah, I mean, you look at so Gunnar Nelson, his last 4 fights, he subbed Brandon Thatch. He lost to Maia by decision. Well, he got steam fucking rolled by Maia, but he's coming off 2 wins. He beat Albert Tumanov by neck crank, and then he beat Alan Joban by guillotine. So like
That's 2
Those
solid
are
wins.
solid wins.
yeah, man. But I feel like Alan Joban, Albert Tumanov, those guys are a little less, like maybe a little less than like Dong Hyun Kim when it comes to like
Yeah, but
type of
you know what?
fighter.
Alan Tubanov or whatever the Dagestan or Chechen is, because he's one of those. That's a good
Yeah,
win.
he's not even in the UFC anymore, I don't think.
Really?
Tumanov?
No, I think he got released. He's the doctor, I believe. I think he got released by the UFC. But yeah, man, all those fucking Chechenian guys are tough, man. Or fucking
Yeah.
Dagestani guys. Yeah, man, his last win Tumanov. He beat Ismael De Jesus at ACB 61. So yeah, he got released because he lost to Gunnar Nelson and then he got choked out by Leon Edwards. So those 2 losses put him out.
Hey, to be honest with you, with the stun gun, you know, like he makes so much money in Korea. I don't think he's like I don't think he's there to like fight and win and to be the champion anymore. I think he's just like, I'm a UFC fighter. He's been fighting there since 2008, man.
I got a feeling like he'll go out of the UFC and then he'll go to Road FC, win the championship, probably retire maybe. Because
he's on like 5 TV shows over here in Korea.
He's just killing it.
He's killing it over here. He has his own gym. You know, commercials.
Isn't he sponsored by Mercedes or something?
He's sponsored by. I don't think
he's
he's
sponsored by
Mercedes.
or Subaru. I saw he had won a fight and he took a picture and they had given him a car. This was when he knocked out John Hathaway. So like he was sponsored a car, like he was gifted a car.
That's not too bad. I didn't see that one, but yeah,
George needs to find someone to gift him a cafe racer next time he wins his fight. Add to the collection.
Yes.
get more of them, you know.
Give me the good shit.
Yeah, there it is.
Hey, you know who else on the card was like straight up disappointing? To keep it negative,
Don't say
it's fucking Goldman, man.
Oh, okay.
That dude's just getting the paycheck. Like he's just getting the paycheck.
John Tuck's tough though, man.
But you know what, Gomi? If you look at his last 3 losses, it's the same. He lost the same way. They took his back. They choked him out. Same exact way in the first round.
Gomi needs some defense.
Yeah.
He got no defense.
Do that again, George. Do that defense.
He needs to fight some hands and keep it nice and short.
There it is.
Fight the choke arm, right? Fight the choke arm.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. You learned something while you were here, John. Yes. Fight the choke hand. Fight the choke hand. Don't worry about the other hand, and don't worry about the goddamn legs.
For real. Because he's all about the legs. Hey, what about did you see any of the decisions like that Japanese cat, the young one, the long skinny dude? He beat the Filipino guy. His name is Naoki Inoue.
Did that Filipino guy belong there? I think he had 2 10-8 rounds against the Filipino.
Yeah, he like worked him on the ground. Crazy.
Yeah, like he destroyed him. Yeah. Man, I don't get it, man. Like whenever like UFC comes to Asia, I mean, like the last Marina Bay Sands card was pretty weak, to be honest. Like the last time they came to Singapore. I mean, this time actually the prelim fights were pretty good. Sasaki versus Goggins was pretty cool. You know, they had the prelim fights were good. I had a lot of friends who were there live, but like I only watched on TV. And the main card, it wasn't very interesting, to be honest, man. It's kind of shitty to see Arlovsky get his ass kicked, and then like, you know, it was nice to see Beth Carrera get knocked out, but yeah, I wasn't a big fan of the main card. I wish they would just come with some heat next time, you know? Like they would bring some – they would bring like not to say bigger names, but better fights.
You know that like in the main card, you knew that 2 of the fights who were going to win already. You knew that Marcin Tibera or whatever, he was going to win. You knew that Holly Holm was going to win. You knew that definitely Holly Holm was going to win. You know what I mean? Like, that was like no doubt in your mind.
I mean, she was losing. She lost 3 straight, but who'd she lose to? She lost to Miesha Tate, who she was winning that fight. Yeah. And then she turned around and she lost to Valentina Shevchenko, who's probably the best striker in women's MMA. Best striker in women's MMA. And, like, you know, and then who did she lose to after that? She lost the title fight to JDR. Yeah, Jermaine Durandamy, whatever, who just got stripped. So, I mean, like, man, she's fighting the creme de la creme. It's kind of like when Frankie Edgar lost to Henderson, like, twice, and then, you know, he fought Aldo. So he was on a 3-fight losing streak, too. But, man, when you're fighting the top guys like that, you don't really –
and close decisions.
Yeah, I mean, Frankie Edgar didn't lose that second fight with Bindo. Come on. Yeah. That was bullshit.
Yes.
That was all either way. But going back to Holly Holm, man, that shit was like I think they should just cut
Come here, come here. Bow.
Yeah,
Fuck, that was
they should just
awesome,
cut
man.
that bitch. They should just cut
Nah,
that
man.
bitch out.
Man, they used her for the wolf calls, man. She got a fat ass, man. They
I
said,
know.
you see
She got
the
that
tweet?
booty dance.
Beth Carrera means butterface in Chinese, is what someone wrote on Twitter. Yo, that shit was so funny.
Man,
Oh,
Holly
man.
Holmes, they gave her a fight that she could win, and they knew she was gonna win that fight. Man, it's kind of sad for Betch Carrera because for real, like Holly Holm was the hardest matchup for her. You know what I mean? Stylistically,
It's not a good stylistical fight for her at all.
no. Man, it was bad. Like it was terrible to watch. I thought, like you said, like this card, the undercard was better than the main card.
So
Yeah, I think, man. Yeah. But I mean, you look at Beth. So like, she had gotten knocked out by Rousey. She lost to Raquel Pennington. She beat Jessica I, who's gamer, and then she fought Marianne Renault, and she got that draw. So I mean, she's coming off a win and a draw, and Holly Holm's coming off 3 losses. It's kind of like I said, the Frankie Edgar situation. You know, he went from fighting the top guy, and then he dropped down and fought Charles Oliveira. You know, so
But Charles Oliveira's a beast, though.
Yeah, but I mean, I think he was
just
ranked.
smashed Will Brooks.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not like taking it away from him, but I mean, there's a big step in skill from fighting Jose Aldo to fighting Charles Oliveira.
That's also true too.
So like, I feel like they had to give Holly Holm a break here, you know. So like, unfortunately, it came in the form of Beth Carrera, and she got fucking decapitated, bro. It wasn't even the kick. That lead up punch was pretty sick too. She was like looking the other way, and she came in and fucking bow, smacked her with that right hand.
Hey, you know this fight, the Korean girl that fought on the first fight on the prelims, she was offered Holly Holm first.
Send her to me.
Did you see that before? She was offered Holly Holm. Well, they offered Holly Holm that girl first, and then Holly Holm refused the fight.
Yeah, I know that because of you.
Yeah, Holly Holm refused the fight, and then like, cause she didn't know nothing about her. Basically, Holly Holm wanted a fight she could win.
Yeah, I totally forgot, man. Russell Doan looked good against Kwan Ho Kwak. That guy was a beater.
Kwan Ho Kwak is good too.
That guy was a world beater in Road FC, man. He was killing it. I think
Top FC and PXC.
Nah, but didn't Kwan Ho Kwak? Isn't this the guy like they call him Mr. like he's like Mr. Handsome or some bullshit like that?
Yeah, he was the bantamweight champion for PXC and the bantamweight champion for Top FC.
Yeah, so he beat Alp Ozilic, the guy who fought in UFC at a 125 flyweight, and Alp's good, and he I
was there.
Him, I remember.
That was a close ass fight, though.
That was a sick fight, right?
That was close. Yeah. Like it could have went either way, but he got the
thinking of a different Korean.
He got the hometown draw.
I was thinking of Kyo-Hoon Kong, whatever, different Korean name. The guy who fought Andrew Leone twice.
Oh yeah, he's supposed to be coming back soon.
Did he do like military detail?
Yeah, he's in the military right now.
And do you remember the legend guy who was he's big motherfucker?
He just fought.
Oh, he did?
The Wolverine?
Yeah.
Yeah, he just fought in this whack ass promotion in Korea, and they just gave him some bum ass dude to beat up.
Man, he's good, man. He needs to get on one of these big shows, man.
Yeah, but I think he's gonna go to Road though. Road's trying to sign him.
And they're probably gonna pay him.
Yeah, they will. Oh man, but I mean, like those kind of guys, like even like who's the Road FC welterweight champion? Is it the Stonecutter guy?
There is no welterweight champion.
Or middleweight?
Middleweight is the Stonecutter.
Yeah, he fought at ONE FC before he fought at Road FC, and he fucking killed Igor Gracie. That was it. Yo, man, he got on top and beat the shit out of you. He TKO'd him. That was the first time ONE FC went to Manila. It was 2012. It was crazy, long time ago, man.
All right.
And,
Well, who do you? So in this card, right? What do you guys think? Who was the best performance? Like out of all the, like the Asian folks. Let's get rid of all the like the white people and the foreigners. For
The
Asians,
the Japanese guy that submitted the kid from South Carolina.
Sasaki.
Yuta Sasaki. Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you see what? Did you hear the commentators when they were commentating his fight? They were calling him Yuluku.
No.
Oh, yeah.
For real, they were calling him Yuluka.
What?
They were like Yuluka Sasaki, the British dude, Gooden.
No.
Him and Dan Hardy. Is it Dan Hardy?
Yes.
Okay,
Man,
Dan Hardy.
I don't know.
I was thinking about like the actor. I thought it was actor, but
No,
Dan Hardy. They were calling him Uluka. They were calling him Uluka Sasaki. I'm not joking.
He did a good job.
They were murdering the fucking Korean dudes' names too. They were like, Quack. They were like Quack Quadho.
Yeah, but I mean, they got strong British accents. I mean, look at fucking Dan Hardy got a super strong accent. So,
man, fuck Dan Hardy, man. Fuck that motherfucker. Like, they need to learn some shit before they come out here.
Hey, Russell Doan looks good too.
Oh, he did.
The Hawaiian cat. He beat the Korean boy.
Yes.
Ho Kwak.
Very good.
Yo, he looked fucking good, man.
Very good.
He was against the wall though. You know what I mean? Like he was gonna get lost.
Yeah, he trains. Yeah, he's part of that Max Holloway team, I think. He trains with like Lowen Tainanas and them in Hawaii at that Gracie Technics.
Yeah.
So yeah, man. Fuck, he was on a 4-fight skid, eh? He had lost 4 in a row.
For real.
Yeah, Larry Alcantara, who's a beast. Jared Sanders, Pedro Munoz, and then he had lost to Mirsad Bektik, he's fucking good too.
Oh, Bektik.
There's some tough guys there.
Dude that was winning against
that fucking guy. Yeah, Darren Elkins. And Darren Elkins fucking clobbered him in the last. That was an awesome fight, man.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Yo, when I went to ATT, he was like the guy that like I trained with the most, and he's very talented. But what a dick!
Who?
Oh, he's a dickhead.
Oh yeah, he was like, hey, bro, like, you shouldn't spar hard, or they're gonna be, like all the other guys are gonna beat your ass. And I was just like, well, I'm not sparring hard, so da 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 da. And then like, then he started trying to like shit out of me, and I was like, what? Like, yeah.
Darren Elkins?
Really? No. Bektik.
Bektik. Nah, Darren Elkins looks like a cool dude, man. Actually.
Yeah, he's on that. He's on that alpha male. He's on that.
He's probably the worst tattoo in MMA. That's that damage across his chest, man. That's a horrible tattoo.
I haven't. Yeah, but he should come to Indeed Tattoo and make it better here in Thailand.
Damn, fucking
there you go.
sponsor.
Shout out
to the sponsor. What street is that on?
Soy Tayed.
So Tayed? All right. What's across the street? Bad Boy?
Bad Boy Shop.
All right. That's easy to find. But yeah, this card, like you said earlier, most of it was pretty whack, dude. To be honest, you know what I mean? Like they could have at least like Holly Holm and Betch Carrera. Come on, man. Like you could have.
Yeah, it's pretty shit.
Yeah,
for a main event, like, man, like they always talking about, like, you always hear UFC, like they're always talking like, oh, we want to establish ourselves in Asia. Then bring some fucking fights, man. Like, stop, you know what I mean? Like, bring a card, man. Like, stop giving us these fight night bullshit and like send out like a strong pay-per-view card, man. The last good Korean card was when what was it? Frankie Edgar fought Benson Henderson. They had the Brian Stan versus Wanderlei Silva fight on that card, I believe, too.
Oh, yeah, in Japan.
Oh, different fight then. Different fight. Yeah, my bad.
Yeah, but that was card. Good. You're right. That one was good. And that was like 50 years ago.
Yeah, I mean, like, man, what happened, man? You bring some bangers, man. Fuck. Like, I'm a wrestler. I like wrestling and stuff, but, man, bring good fights, man. Like, fuck. Like, man, Khabib is Asian, man. Dagestan's like closer to Asia than it is the U.S. Let him fight out here, you know. I wanted to ask, George, what happened to your boy, Taisumov? Did he get hurt again?
Yeah, he had some injuries before the Sweden card, so he had to pull out.
Shit, man. Yeah, man. How's he looking though? Like,
He's a beast.
yeah, man. He's a fucking beast. Yeah. I went to Tiger like 3 or 4 years ago, and Maribek was there, and the other guy, Zubaira. I don't think he's there anymore. I think he's at AKA.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, you had just gotten there. You were there with like Alex and Shay, and like you guys were all there. And yeah, man, that guy was super fucking strong. He's a beast.
Maribek is a beast, bro. He's Zub doesn't really train at Tiger anymore, but Maribek, like he trained his whole camp before Sweden at Tiger, and
nice.
Man, he's a beast, but he just had some injuries that he had to take care of.
Yeah, man, but he's definitely like, man, if he can be consistent, he's definitely like a top 10 guy, man, for sure.
Oh, for sure. We just got to get him back in the ring.
Who was he supposed to fight? Benil Dariush? That fell out, right?
That fell out a while ago. He's supposed to fight his last fight. I don't remember the guy's name. It was a Brazilian that fought on the Sweden card and ended up winning. And that's who Beckham was supposed to fight. And, yeah, I think he would have smashed him.
Yeah, man. I'd like to see your boy fight. I mean, we got the next two like fight nights coming up for the UFC are the Chesia versus Lee this weekend. Michael Chesia versus Kevin Lee.
Chiesa?
But man, a guy like Chiesa, sorry. Yeah, Chiesa's fighting Kevin Lee, and then like the other we're talking I'd like to see like Gaethje. So Gaethje and Johnson are fighting. And like that's an interesting fight too. I think Johnson's a little too quick on the feet. But Gaethje, man, if you ever watch his fights, man, he fucking bangs, man.
I like Gaethje. I like Gaethje a lot.
Man. Yeah, man, he's a tough dude. So
if he could string some wins, he'd be a pretty exciting but Michael Johnson's so fast. His hands are so fast, man.
They crisp.
Yeah, man.
He's
fire very accurate. You ever watch his sparring with like the Dutch guys? Like he's sparring in there with like Van Rooselman and stuff. Bruce, fucking glory guy. What's his name? Robin Van Rooselman, whatever his name is. I think that's his name.
Wasn't there a video recently of him sparring with the glory dudes?
Michael Chandler's in there. Like he's got some like that room is pretty talented, and he looks pretty crisp. So I mean, that'll be an interesting fight. I think Johnson will put Gaethje away, but like it'd be cool to see Gaethje go in there and perform. Because Will Brooks was so talented coming out of Bellator. He looks so good, but man, in the UFC, he hasn't looked too good. I think he's dropped 2 in a row, 3 in a row.
I recently, since the UFC was in Singapore, right? And, they interviewed Joe Carr, and they were like, hey, Joe Carr, what do you think about ONE FC? Joe Carr said, hey, ONE FC is a developmental league. They like develop the talent, and when they get good enough, they come to the UFC. And Chatri came out and said that, hey, that's that Western arrogance. So what do you guys think about the Western arrogance?
I think like ONE FC is like, this is how I feel. Like they have good fighters and some of their champions are really good, but there's like only 2 of their weight classes have depth. And it's like Ben Askren is not a developmental athlete. He's there already. You know what I mean? You look at all the guys in Bellator, he's steamrolled all of them. So there's some truth to his statement, but there's also like not truth. Like Gafarov could fight in the UFC. Like there's a couple guys there's a lot of guys in ONE FC who could easily compete in the UFC. So I think that statement might be a little bit false, but when you look at who ONE FC promotes the most, the whole Angela Lee thing is a bit obscure to me. But like Ben Askren could easily go be top 10 in the UFC. Same thing with Gafarov. Maybe Bibiano, but he's getting up there in age. But like there's just no depth. You have very, very good fighters, and then you have like very, very green fighters. There's no really middle of the road.
Yeah, I agree with that. Because after the UFC event, when I was in the hotel room with my fighter. The ONE FC rerun happened to be on from I think I don't even remember, back in November or something, and it was like the Egyptian girl who was like 1-2 going against the Brazilian girl from Evolve, who was like 0-0 or 1-0. I don't remember what it was.
Michelle Nicolini.
Yeah,
She's a BJJ world champion.
Yeah, like she had obviously high, BJJ skills, and it was her first fight, and she just demolished the girl. So I agree with that as well. Like there's some fighters in the ONE FC who are like, high level fighters. Then there's some fighters that are like, like mid-tier fighters that like, they have what it takes to eventually to get to like a real high level. And then there's a lot of matchups that are not good matchups, or they're not good fighters. So I agree with that as well, 100%.
I feel like ONE FC did a good job of getting the Southeast Asian scene interested. So it's you get to this point where like ONE FC does a good job of making their home guys win and win and win. But the fans aren't dumb. After a while they want to see their guys tested, They don't want to see their homeboy guys like beating up guys from fucking Myanmar and shit. They want to see them, fighting real guys. And like,
yeah, I agree with that 100%. Or not Ben Askren fighting the Malaysian guy.
Ben Askren should be fighting Big Dash.
But I mean, actually, like, even Big Dash, man, like, I feel like Ben Askren would steamroll him, to be honest. Like, I'm be 100%.
But it would be fun to watch, though.
Yeah, but everyone knows
fun to
what
watch
Ben
until
Askren's
Askren.
gonna do.
Yeah, I mean,
like, there's no secret.
Look at Ben Askren's like fight career. What was his closest fight? It was Jay Heron.
Jay Heron in Bellator for the title.
He won by split decision. He got beat up a little bit, and Jay Heron could wrestle with him a bit. Man, it's so funny when you get guys who are like, oh, the way to beat Ben Askren, you got to catch him. Man, you're not going to catch him. He's going to come in. He's going to take you down. You got to be able to scramble with the guy. You got to be able, to be on the ground with him, not be afraid to switch position when he's on top, because people are trying to like, I mean, look at Korshkev. When Korshkev fought him, and Andy Korshkev is a beast, man. The Russian guy who was the Bellator champ, who just got knocked out by Douglas Lima, he was a beast. And man, Ben Askren, he just toyed with him, and he said he didn't even train.
Douglas Lima.
Look what Ben Askren did to him.
He was my training partner in Atlanta. I helped him prepare for Ben Askren for that fight. And I said, don't play jiu-jitsu. Get up and get away from him. Because it doesn't matter if you're a black belt or a second or third degree black belt, whatever on the ground, Ben Askren, that is where he is at home. So you have to get up. You cannot play that game with him. And obviously Korshakov and Douglas, like the same result.
Yeah, man. Well, I mean, Douglas did a little better than Andy, I think. Korshkev got mounted and got USA chanted on his back. Yeah.
I mean, I agree, but still, like, even at that, like, that's my boy, and he, just too much, playing off your back. Like, you have to get up, and you have to get back to where you're good at.
Yeah, 100%.
Well, we all know that fucking Askren is a fucking top 5 in the world. We know this, right? So that's no doubt. Like,
I don't think so, though.
Well, you don't think he's top 5 in the world? Like,
no.
Welterweight?
No, I like Askren a lot, bro. But I don't think he's –
I think it would have to be a style matchup. Like, I think – don't get me wrong. I think if Ben Askren fought Damian Maia, it would be a close fight. I could see it very like Chris Weidman.
Yes, because it's going to be – they both don't have good stand-up, and they both are good grapplers. But then you put them against someone like Woodley or someone who has great striking or good striking, and someone that is good on the ground or has good takedown defense. It's a different fight, man. Like, there's a lot of guys that have good takedown defense that were like former wrestlers that are strikers or that are strikers, and they have good MMA defense. Because wrestling and MMA is not the same as just regular wrestling. And
yeah,
I think there's some guys that could give them some problems for sure.
Yo, whose leg is that right
I completely agree.
Whose leg is that?
Who?
That's my leg.
Are you on my
Oh, damn, I thought it was some woman's leg.
My leg.
All right, I'll just say it. Hey, but I disagree. I think that Askren, he is a top 5 guy in the world, and it's true that it does have to go. It does go down to like stylistically how he matches up with a lot of guys, and you're right. You're saying that hey, if he faces a good striker, he might have a lot of problems. Somebody that's good on the ground, but he's so good at like getting people to the ground to where like he can kind of neutralize that. And I'm and I think that he's more experienced now compared to when he fought Jay Heron.
But
Right?
but do you think Ben Askren is training for his fights in ONE FC like he would be
No,
training for him in the
no,
UFC?
I don't.
Absolutely not.
I think he's like he's just hanging out at the pizza parlor, and then when it's
No, I
time to
mean
cut weight.
he's running his schools, man. He's got his Askren wrestling academies he's running. But man, like
He's
it's a
running
whole
his
different
school.
ball game.
He's training a little bit, and he's playing ultimate frisbee.
And getting Lamborghini.
Bro, he didn't get that fucking Lamborghini. Get the fuck out of here. He didn't get that shit. Yo,
Hey,
get the
but
fuck
they
out.
promoted
Yo,
it like he got the Lamborghini.
Angela Lee took a picture with a similar supercar, and she did not get that shit. Yo, you look on her shit, she had a picture with a supercar. Man, Ben Askren, he didn't get that shit. He didn't get that Lamborghini.
But the thing is, let's go back to the like what they were saying. Like, he's saying like one championship, right? The problem with one championship, in my
Is
opinion,
that they act like they have 1 billion viewers and this and that. It's ridiculous.
yeah, like they're the ultimate.
Yo, he hit that.
They're the
He hit
ultimate
that
hype
spot
machine.
on the head. He hit that. Okay, I'm gonna be completely honest, right? So like, I think like okay, we have a show called Malaysian Invasion that's in Malaysia, and when we throw a live show, we have more people out of the ONE FC. I'm just
And
being
I
completely
can
honest here.
second that because I've been there.
Oh yeah, you were there. That's true. Yeah. So I'm just saying, it's like, man, you don't have to. I know they're like ONE FC is a fucking media company. They say they're sports entertainment. Yeah, they are, but they're a media company, and that's what they're good at. They're that media propaganda. We have more estimated to 1.7 billion viewers. I would love to see the pay-per-view numbers for ONE FC. I would really love it.
There was an article that just came out about how many like people the ONE FC had in the same stadium that the UFC had, and it's like the books are cooked. As we say in the car business back in America, the books are cooked.
Oh, for sure, the books are cooked, man. What the fuck? You know what I mean? Like, to
It's
me,
just frustrating.
like of course, one championship, they're doing all this shit. Like they're putting out, wolf tickets basically. Let's go back to Nick
Yes.
Diaz. They're just wolf tickets all day, posting articles about themselves, stuff like that. But the only problem, the problem that I have with one championship is they only care about 1 or 2 fighters,
Yes.
and then the rest of the fighters, they just
Or
fucking
under
say,
contract.
your contract
Under
is your
contract.
contract. You don't want to fight? Fuck you. We're gonna put you in the fucking cellar.
Yo, if you say anything bad, it's like there goes your fighting career, bro. Like so, like
Yeah.
There's so many
they do
fighters
some
right now.
crazy shit with their.
If they
with
don't
their
like you,
contracts.
then it's like, fuck you, you're out of here. I've got guys still on a contract. Guys that are on a contract that are trainers that I haven't even, like, I know and I've helped train, but haven't fought MMA in 3.5 years. That's how long I've been here. It's still on a contract. It's like,
man,
let the guy go. Oh, yeah, he can fight here and here, but no, he can't fight in China. Well, just let the guy go. Like, doesn't even want to fight. Just stop getting him prepared. Like, I've had short notice calls. Like,
what's up with the short notice shit all the time too?
Yeah, don't call the guy on a week and a half notice and expect him to make weight and this and that and be like happy about it. And then you call the guy on 4 weeks notice, and then he's like, he hasn't done his job. He hasn't been teaching. He hasn't done this. And then he's just missed out on a bunch of like money. And like, I don't know if people are aware, but in Thailand, money is fucking king. That's all that matters. And like, the guy's giving away all his privates and everything else just to train for a fight, and then you cancel it. It's ridiculous.
What about like with one championship, they always announce their card like 3 weeks 2 weeks before the actual card happens, right? So a lot
I
of these
mean,
guys, you know fighters. You know fighters that fight for one, right?
It depends. It depends. It depends because like ONE FC is one of those companies. If you're good to them and you're a good face to sell, it's good for you. So like my boy Gianni Suba, he's had 10 fights with ONE FC since he started, and he's 8-2. So like he's fighting good guys. He's 8-2. Man, like the company is good for his model of fighter. You know, he started with the company. He's fighting. Now he's probably like top 5 or 6 in that division, and he's fought, 2 title challengers already. So like, but then you got guys like, for example, like the freaking Polish guy who's complaining online that he was supposed to get a shot at the middleweight championship. It's like he fought, he won, he knocked out Jake Butler, and then it was like, okay, you beat the guy from Evolve, but now he's not fighting anymore, but he's still under contract. And then that's where it starts to get fishy, So
That's
there's a lot of
crazy.
it's like, how can you win a fight and then like be on a tear and then like get blocked out for winning?
Right, you
Benson
take
Henderson,
5 steps forward, but take 2 steps back.
it's crazy. It's like Benson Henderson was always like, oh, don't worry about anything. Just win your next fight and everything will happen. That shit does not apply in ONE FC. You gotta be careful, man. Like who you beat,
You gotta have a country. If you don't have a country, like an Asian country,
Yeah,
like,
you're right.
they could attach
Get
you.
a country behind you.
Yeah, like say I was if I was a fighter and like I'm Korean, right? I would have like a better chance if I was pretty decent fighter to kind of move up in the rankings and move up in the championship
Right.
because of I have a country with me. But if you don't have a country and
You're
or you're
swinging.
not already established as one of the best
You're
fighters,
swinging.
yeah, you're
Yeah, man. It's
a hard deal.
and I'm gonna be completely honest. Like ONE FC shows are really cool to go watch. Like the stuff they do there, like I said, the media stuff they do behind it is good. Like the showmanship and like all the the lights and shit. They have like a music video. It's a really good show to go watch. For me, it's a little bit like show wise, it's more exciting than watching UFC live. But you have to go to Singapore, you have to go to Malaysia, or you have to go to the Philippines. If you don't go to those 3 spots, the other cards are dead shit, man. They're shit.
Like in China.
They're like shit. Like, man, who the fuck cares about like the card in Myanmar? Mei Yamaguchi is fighting. Okay, so Mei Yamaguchi is a really good fighter. She's fighting that girl Jenny Huang. Oh my god, man. I know she fought for a title and everything, but man, that's the second most interesting fight on the card, and it's a horrible matchup. Horrible. Mei Yamaguchi's gonna run her the fuck over. That girl, Jenny Huang, would not win the Malaysian Invasion Amateur Championship.
And she fought for the title against Angela Lee.
Bro, yeah, man. I'm not saying anything. Like ONE FC puts on really good cards in those 3 spots. But man, they do these national tournaments in Cambodia and stuff. And for, like I said, for the locals, maybe there's a big following there. But man, for a fan who wants to watch and you want to get that fan viewership, man, it's like, come on. You give us these great cards in the Philippines, then we go to this shit. It's like, come on, man, what the fuck? Like, I'm not even interested in the title fight. Big Dash versus the Burmese Python guy, man, fuck.
Yeah.
I'm not even interested in that. Like, this card coming up is so uninteresting. Like, I'm not gonna watch it. Like, I'll look at their Facebook, look for the results. If some guy wins, okay, but like, it's not something I'm gonna tune into.
So you don't think like you don't think Big Dash is a decent fighter, or you just think that the matchup is terrible?
I mean, I'm not saying he's not a decent fighter, man. He's good. Like, he's good for who he's fighting against, though. I mean, I don't know. Like, there's not enough depth for him to fight against for me to judge him as a fighter. You never want to say, oh, this guy's bad or this guy's good. It's like, okay, how did he fight against his last opponents? Well, he won, obviously, his last couple fights. So he's a good fighter because he's still winning, But, I mean, the last fight he had, the guy, like the Burmese Python guy, he fought him on 2 weeks' notice. He fought him on short notice. And this fight, maybe it's different. I don't know. But I'm just not interested in the fight,
Don't you think that ONE wants the Burmese Python to win?
You think?
All the promotion is like, He is a
When is
national
Roger
hero.
Gracie going to fight again? When is Roger Gracie going to fight again?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Roger Gracie he's a light heavyweight champion. He's going to have one title defense every 2.5 years. Okay.
Crazy. It is
I
crazy.
forgot he was even fighting it for one championship.
He's the first Gracie to have a major MMA belt. Roger Gracie's the fucking man. Like, he's
You better
good.
throw
Don't get me
that
wrong.
shit in the trash can.
But I mean, like, come on, man. Like, come on. I mean,
And
who's he going to fight?
Who
Who's he
did
gonna
who
fight?
did he beat to get the championship?
He fought some Polish guy who was
Exactly.
undefeated.
Exactly.
Yeah, but I mean, you know who ONE FC needs to try and sign? That the guy who was at KSW who fought for ACB and knocked out Luke Barnett, the Dagestani guy, Mohamed Khalidov. Put him against Ben Askren. That is a good fight.
Yes. I second that.
I don't know.
Mohamed
Like,
Khalidov. You look him up, man. He's probably the best fighter outside the UFC right there with Ben Askren. Those two need to fucking fight. That is a
will
good
never
fight.
happen.
Of course
They
not,
want-
because
They want Ben Askren to be champion. There's certain champions that they want, and you could tell that every time they throw a card, you could tell who they want to win by the promotion that they put into a certain fighter.
But I mean, like, if you're ONE FC and you have Ben Askren, who's gonna fight Ben Askren in your thing? Sapo? Sapo couldn't make weight. So Santos misses weight. Who's he gonna fight?
I got a guy that'll fight him.
Who? No, I mean, I know you got a guy who would fight him. I'm just saying, like, who in ONE FC could fight him?
No, not in the ONE FC.
Well, yeah, I know. I know what you mean, George.
But
But I'm
that
saying, like,
trains here. Yes.
Of course.
but you see what I'm saying? Like, who in ONE FC is gonna fight him? Do you know any other 170 pound fighters that are in ONE FC? No, you don't. You know why? Because they fucking take people from outside that they handpick that Ben is just gonna dominate.
Right.
I mean, even Santos. You don't think that was handpicked? Luis Sapo Santos, if you ever watch him fight at XFC, I watched him live when I was 15 years old. He fought at XFC in the United States, which was a promotion based out of the southeast region of the United States.
Yeah, where you're from.
Yeah, Marlon Moraes fought there and shit. And man, Santos is super good for the very first round. He
Florida
fucking
stand up.
He killed everyone there. But when he went to Bellator, man, after the first round, he gasses, man. He completely gassed. Of course, Askren was going to beat him, man.
Fuck, man. To me, what about all this shit? Like, they're talking back and forth about, like, oh yeah, we want Angela Lee. Like, Rich Franklin comes out and says Angela Lee can fucking.
Stop.
Wait, did he say stop?
Just stop. It's like you said, John, when we posted on our site, drinking the Kool-Aid. Like, stop. Just please stop.
Why would you come out after the fact and like do an interview after the UFC is gone and say stupid shit?
Well,
why would he do that?
It's like this. Angela Lee is probably better submission artist, better on the ground than JJ. But could she ever get the fight on the ground? No. And she would get knocked out in the process of trying to get it there. So of course the fight wouldn't be.
Like,
of course the fight wouldn't be. She's good. Yeah, she's good.
She's good and she's hot, but she's not beating. She ain't beating like the other Polish girl.
Hey, I know who's beating though right now. I know who's beating
Bruno
it right
Pucci.
now. Pucci.
Yo,
Shout out to
Bruno Pucci's
Pucci.
fighting on the. So Bruno Pucci's fighting on the card, right?
Yeah.
In Myanmar. So this is funny fucking story, right? So I'm backstage. This is when Ev Ting fought Kamal Shahrus. This was the last ONE FC we were doing in February. And he didn't fight Kamal. It wasn't Kamal. He was fighting Rob Lasita. It was before this. It was late last year. And Bruno Pucci is fighting this Chinese guy who's got like 1 win or 2 wins. And like Eddie Ung is back there like with his fingers, like, all right, right off the touch, you go blitz the guy, right? So right off the touch, you go blitz the guy. So on the fight, they touch gloves. He blitzes the guy, and the Chinese guy knocks him out in 3 seconds, in like 5 seconds.
Not too out.
Bruno Pucci, you've never seen that, bro? It was a 5 or 6 second knockout, bro. It was the funniest shit.
But I will look at it when we hang up.
Man, so like it was so funny in the back, and we were all like, man, what the fuck are they doing? So I'm there with Ev's coach from New Zealand, Hamish, and Hamish is like, man, what are they doing? Eddie Young had his fingers taped, and he was literally boxing his fingertips. I don't know what kind of technique that is. That's how they were warming up, and he was all right, off the bell, off the bell, you go attack, and it was like, bam, 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 and we're like, oh shit, he's gonna blitz him right off the bell. We're watching backstage. He runs in, and he gets he got knocked the fuck out. Bro, he came back and it was like, bro, like, well, you don't want to laugh at the guy, but I mean, fuck, like, it was sad, but I mean, it's the fastest knockout in ONE FC history for sure.
Hey, I don't think Eddie Yang is anybody that should be coaching somebody else, you know what I mean? To be honest with you. You know what I mean? Like, he hasn't had the best time fighting for ONE FC either.
I'll second that.
He was the golden child for the longest time. Remember back in the day?
Yeah, but he was the golden child when ONE FC didn't have any lightweights in there. Like, okay, Peter Davis is a good friend of mine. I love all my Malaysian guys, but man, he beat Peter Davis and stuff. And Peter, you know, he fights, but he's a model who fights. He's not a fighter who models. You know.
Hey, he's a good dude. Exactly what you said. He's a model who fights.
Yeah. But I mean, like, he was in that era where he was beating guys who weren't like fighting full time. Now, you know, they brought in like Ariel Sexton, you know, who's a real fighter, man, and Ariel Sexton went through him, you know. So
hey, Shannon One Shin.
Did One Shin fight him?
Peter?
No, I was talking about Eddie Young.
Sexton didn't.
No, I know One Shin fought Peter. I was talking about Eddie.
Excuse me. Sorry, Matt.
No, you're right. Because Peter did get beat by Ariel Sexton as well. So, yeah. All right. Yeah. No, yeah. No, I'm just saying, like, Eddie, man, when he was fighting and he was on that win streak, he didn't really beat anybody, you know. I mean, he beat Arnaud, but Arnaud Lepont, you know. But
hey, here's a funny story. Hold on. What'd you say?
I said he beat Arnaud Lepont. But, like, you know, like, other than that, like, who else did he beat, you know?
Yeah. I don't know him that well.
Hey, but Eddie Yang, he was basically he was Angela Lee before Angela Lee came along. That's who they wanted to make a big star. He had the Bruce Lee look, you know, he was cut up, karate body and all that shit. You know, like that's the impression that I got when he was coming out and winning, because they were just feeding him dudes that he could beat.
That's before
I'm sure he's the nice guy. I'm sure he's a nice guy and he's probably a decent coach, but man, it was just funny being backstage and telling him what to do, and then when he did it, he got knocked the fuck out. That shit was funny as fuck.
Well, that's probably gonna happen to him this time too, man.
That's somebody needs to do some reevaluate.
At least when Pooch is hurt, like he could go back into the arms of Angela Lee and be like, "It's
What's
okay,
good,
baby."
Hey, she's bad.
Let's roll.
She got skill and she's bad, so
I don't know about that.
Shout outs to Poochie for doing his thing with the half Korean.
Yo, I'll never forget. So if you ever watch like
is Angela Lee Singaporean for real?
Her grandpa is or her grandma is, but she's raised in Hawaii, I'm pretty sure.
Man, they're saying that she's half Singaporean.
I just read yesterday her father's Singaporean and her mother's South Korean.
Yeah. Is that true?
She's got an American passport.
But she was raised in Canada?
No, Hawaii is what I read.
Hawaii.
I thought she was in Canada.
Let's find this out. Let's get some research going, because I feel
I mean, it's like this. It's like this. So, like, for example, my boy Gianni and Keanu, they're American. They got American passports. They were born in Hawaii, but they grew up all the way until high school in Malaysia. So they went to high school in the States for 4 years, and then they came back to Malaysia. So, of course, they represent Malaysia, but they have an American passport. So, I mean, it's a little bit different with their situation. You know what I mean? It's not like –
if you could represent Southeast Asia with a passport, with an American passport, and have citizenship here, all day, baby. Give it to me.
Yeah, exactly. Sure. And it's like – but, I mean, it's like how long did Angela Lee ever live in Singapore until she got that fucking phone call?
Never.
Exactly.
That's like, hey, my grandfather was from North Korea, and I'm just like, I'm repping North Korea and shit. Like, what's up? I never even been there or nothing. You know what I mean? Like,
Crazy.
what the fuck, man? Like, there's so many like little twists and like twists to the story that they make to kind of fit into like the narrative that they want. And to me, it's like,
I'm gonna
yeah,
be completely honest. I don't give a fuck if she's from fucking Antarctica or not. If she can
exactly,
fight and she looks
exactly,
good, that's all. But don't base the fact that she's Singaporean, adding it to like that matters if she fights or not. Man, she's a good fighter. Just leave it at that. Like you don't have to fucking hype out where she's coming from. You know what I mean? It's
exactly.
not like it's not like she's gonna sell them fucking tickets anyways because you're giving them out for free. So you know what I mean? You know what I mean? It's like,
Yeah.
fuck, man. Like, don't you're just making a situation worse for a person who's fighting. It's not like people make it too big a deal out of it. Okay, she's not Singaporean. I don't give a fuck. She's hot and she can fucking fight.
The point is that they're trying to make a big deal out of it, and that's the problem I think that people have. And stupid, man. Like, like Carr, he said that they're a developmental league, right? And then Rich Franklin came out. Here, let me put this article up so you guys can see it, because we got some technology right here going on.
Rich Franklin came out and said she could be any UFC champion.
That also,
That's absurd.
and he also said that he said, oh, that's like Joe Carr saying something uneducational and shit like that. And let me try to find it here.
See, I don't get that. They said he just said, if you scroll up a little bit, he said, scroll up. He said,
Right here.
wait. We're competitors to them, and we put on a great show. Our show quality from start to finish. Our fighters are world class from start to finish. You guys are not fucking competitors. Want to see this? You know what I mean? Like you guys are not competitors to the UFC. They're a $4 billion
You
market.
put on a good show, but you're not competitors at all.
Well, thank you, George. Yeah, exactly. So it's like okay, look. Why did the UFC buy Strikeforce? They had a roster of fighters that were good. Look at all the fighters from Strikeforce who are coming over and winning the UFC belts. They bought it because it was a dying promotion and they had a roster full of fighters. Correct?
Yeah, for sure.
Yes.
But the thing is, like Rich Franklin said, this is what he said. He said that Joe Carr said that they're, like ONE FC is like a developmental league or whatever. Like they're a feeder league basically, right? And Rich Franklin said, hey, we develop stars, which basically means that you're a developmental league. He just admitted.
Yeah, but I feel like they're both wrong because how many ONE FC fighters have been signed to the UFC?
Only one.
Who?
Leandro Issa.
Yeah,
he was only
for
allowed to
Evolve.
sign because he was from Evolve.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that name sounds familiar. Actually, yes, I know exactly who you're talking about. So that person was signed, but who else has been signed? No one. So that's not true. And let's be honest. Let's be honest. Like, the ONE FC is not like, yes, they do, as we said before, they have people that could fight in the UFC, but not a lot by any means.
You could probably count them on one hand.
Yes,
Well,
you could count them on one hand.
I
And
could
then
see
Everybody else could be fighting in like the Full Metal Dojo or some shit.
Let's name the fighters that can fight.
Hey, don't get my boy John show shit. That's a good show.
No, it's a great show. But that's what I'm saying. I got guys that are like Thai guys that would beat the shit out of fucking like, some of the better guys in the ONE FC.
Yeah.
And I truly believe that.
Well, listen, like who are the guys that can fight in the UFC? You could list them.
I'll name them right now. So let's exclude Brandon Vera and Roger Gracie because they've already fought in the UFC.
Yeah,
so let's exclude those guys. So let's look. We have Ben Askren, Bibiano Fernandez, Murat Gafurov, Adriano Moraes, probably Aoki because he's old now, but Aoki could probably fight in the UFC to be honest.
Because he got a
I'll
name.
go with that. I'll go with that.
I'll go. Okay, so Aoki. Let's
Ev Teen could
maybe.
fight in the UFC. I
Yeah,
think Ev.
Ev's got a great style for UFC, and this is the thing with Ev. Like he's got his style that'll win him a lot of money in the UFC. He likes to sit and trade, you know.
Yeah.
So like if Ev were to fight in the UFC, he would definitely get a couple, and that's my boy. So like I'm in his corner when he fights. So like I'm a little biased there, but like he's got one of these styles where like he would win a lot of money, and you know it's unfortunate for him because like he's like, man, what if he gives out this warrior bonus shit? He's like, I never get that shit, you know.
Does anyone get it?
What happened?
Does anyone get that bonus?
Not unless you're from Evolve. Or actually, Eric Kelly got it. He submitted Rob Lacita in Taiwan.
How many years ago was that, Matt?
Yeah, I know. That was a long time ago. But, I mean, other than that, like, they only give it out to, like, you get my fucking point, right? It's like,
yeah, but
it's
I feel
such
like that was like that bonus came about when I first came here. That was over 3 years ago.
and it's only been given out twice.
Hey, what's that dude that trains with you in Tiger? He's the ONE FC champion. Kairat. He hasn't fought in like
Akhmatov.
over a
He's
year.
hurt.
He's a fucking beast.
Wasn't he hurt?
No, he's just been fine.
Oh, I heard he was hurt or some shit like that.
Since when?
No, I think he was supposed to fight Mariah's. Wasn't he training at Jackson's before he went back to Tiger?
Yeah, he was at Jackson's for a while. Yes, he was. But motherfucker's been here for I don't even know how long, but it's been a goddamn long time.
Even Mariah's hasn't fought since ONE FC came to Macau, and that was last year too.
Yeah, but
So,
how
like,
ridiculous
none of that.
is that?
Well, yeah, I mean, exactly.
So those dudes, they all can fight in the UFC, I think. Like that, Mariah.
Oh, hey,
and
Kairat?
Kairat.
Yes, 100% could fight in the UFC. 100%.
Any of the guys in ONE FC that are from the stands can fight in the UFC. Anyone from Dagestan, Kazakhstan, all those.
Yeah.
You know who's a bad
all the stand
motherfucker?
guys
The Japanese
can
dude.
fight.
That the small one, the small champion, the Japanese dude. Naoto. What is it? Naito. He hasn't fought in a while either, but he's the champion. He's like the 115-pound champion.
Is that even a weight class? How many people are in that?
Champions?
Huh?
What about the new weight rule?
That shit don't work.
So this was crazy, right? So like Gianni fought Gehe, who's good. You know Gehe, the Team Lakai guy, and like Gianni fights at 57 kilo, but he had to take that fight at 65. Man, he walks around at 66, 65, and when he fought him, he lost by decision. But man, he's like, man, I just felt so slow. It's crazy, man. Like the ONE FC weight rule is so like.
Yeah, but I don't even think it's true. I don't even think it's for everybody. I think it's for most fighters, but not like the champions.
They enforce that shit hard in KL. I tell you, poor Kamal Shahrus, man, he got hosed hard by that rule. Because when Ed fought him, man, he had to make weight till fight day, and he had to piss clean. So I mean, it's a rule, but like you said, it might not apply to everyone. I'm not sure. I've heard rumors that Angela Lee didn't make weight for both her title fights.
Yeah, I heard that too.
So she tried 6 times or some shit. But if you can't cut weight, how do you fucking try 6 times?
The books is
right
cooked.
here, dude.
The books is cooked.
She got them balloons, man. You can't cut them out. Come on.
Oh, she's working like that?
Shorty
No,
bad.
I don't think.
All right, so we got so the news came out that Floyd Mayweather is going to fight Conor McGregor, right? And when is it? August?
Yeah, I think 24, 26, something like that.
Yeah. So
you know what? Conor
what's up?
McGregor is the biggest winner in the world.
He is the biggest winner in the world.
Yeah, because he's going to get fucked up and he's going to get paid.
Well, do you think he's going to continue fighting? I think he will.
I think there's going to be some type of clause in his contract where he has to fight like another fight in the UFC or something like that. And I don't know for sure, but that's just what my gut tells me.
Yeah,
But
I
I
think
think that he's definitely going to fight again in MMA. But you know what? Like, if he's a true fighter and he really wants to fight, like for me, like if I got paid that much money, I honestly don't know what I would do. Like maybe I would fight again, maybe I wouldn't, because that changes a person. But like if he genuinely loves to fight, then yeah, maybe he'll fight again. But not everybody would do that.
well, I think that deep down inside, he's a fighter. He's a champion. So
Right.
when you are a fighter and you're a champion at the highest level, and even though you have money, that feeling of going out there and fighting, money
Right.
cannot replace that feeling. Especially
Yeah.
for a guy
So,
like him, I think.
a good point. I mean, like what I said, like, for me, I don't know what I would do, but if that's how he is, then, it is how it is.
Hey, you see that Adrian Broner, he challenged Nate Diaz?
No, I didn't see that.
Oh, you didn't see that? Today.
I thought they were boys.
I don't know. Adrian Broner, though, not Andre Ward.
Oh, okay.
Adrian Broner, who's kind of like a smaller dude, right? He challenged Nate Diaz to fight on the undercard.
Easy money
Easy
for
money, right?
Broner. For Broner.
To be honest with you, I think that they should make the card exactly like what they wanted to make, like what the fighters want, which is a boxer fighting an MMA dude. So you got a lot of fights that could come up, right? The first fight is, of course, McGregor and Mayweather, but then you got Broner versus Diaz. You also have Stipe Miocic versus Anthony Joshua. And you got Jimmy Manuwa fighting David Hayes.
I feel like that would financially would kill it. And for MMA, it would kill it because they'd all get smashed.
Yeah, but they're boxing though, so it's not really. I think it's
I mean, it's not. It's of course. Like at the end of the day, they just be like, "Well, it's boxing, isn't it?" But they'd still get smashed.
They would get smashed. They would all get smashed, especially Stipe. Everybody would get smashed. But I think it's a good idea to put all of them on the card. But you know what Mayweather Promotion said? They said that they're not putting any other MMA fighters on the card. So they're just going to do all boxing on the undercard.
Yeah. Well, I don't blame them because, unless the MMA fighters would bring them a lot of money. Like if that was the case, then yeah, get the MMA fighters versus the boxers, and it's going to bring a lot of money. But I don't know if it would. So if it's not, it's just like a bunch of MMA fighters getting the shit kicked out of them.
Yeah, but I don't. Yeah, like you said, I don't think it's going to bring them extra money to put them on the card.
No, yeah, and now for some reason all MMA fighters like Cub Swanson and fucking whoever the who's who of MMA fighters think that they're gonna actually be able to box. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, to me it's MMA fighters of boxing is nothing new though. People are acting like, oh, this is some fucking new thing, but it's not, man. It's MMA fighters been fighting boxing. A lot of MMA fighters have professional boxing records. You know what I mean? So It's not a big deal.
No, I think it is a big deal.
What's up?
My bad.
It's not a
My
big
girlfriend's
deal.
trooping, and I have to walk the dog.
Yeah, walk the dog. Hold on. No, it is a big deal. When guys like Stipe, the top UFC guys that think they can fight with the top boxers in their weight class, yes, that's a big deal. Because no, you cannot. It's not the same sport.
Stipe's got a better shot than McGregor, though.
Yeah, I'll agree with that. But, I'm just saying, like any of the, like Nate Diaz, Stipe, like all, like pack it in. Stop trying to get. I shouldn't say that. Good for you. Try to make money. Try to get a payday. But let's be honest. Like, you're not winning.
So check this out. Andre Ward said Nate Diaz takes his hardest shots and keeps coming at him. But by the way, did you guys see that Korshkev Andre Ward stoppage?
Yeah. That
What did you guys think?
I thought that was stopped too early. Like, he didn't even give him a countdown.
He didn't even give him a warning.
Exactly. That's some fuckery right there. You know why? It's because Andre Ward, they wanted him to win and shit. They don't like the where's what's his name? Kovalov? Where's he from?
Kovalov. Did I say Korshkev? It's Kovalov.
Yeah.
He's Russian.
Oh, he's Russian? Yeah, they don't want that.
His name is the Russian Hammer, I thought.
They're hating on him. But like, I'm just joking right now, but I'm just saying, like, that stoppage, I don't even really watch boxing, but when I watch that, something's wrong with that shit.
That shit was weak as fuck. That was a weak ass stoppage, yo. Like he was holding his nuts. It's not like he wasn't even like, man, he got hit in the Hublot sign, which is at least a good 2 or 3 inches below the white band on his waist shorts. And he was grabbing his nuts after he got hit. And he stopped the fight. Like, he even gave a warning to Ward once the whole entire fight about going low.
I don't know. That's some fuckery going on right there with the boxing. But, like, the Mayweather-McGregor, to be honest with you, like, I'm not really that interested in it. Like, people, like, we're talking about it right now, but I'm not really that interested in it because I've never been really interested in Mayweather at all.
Yeah. Yo, it's Mayweather.
The
He's
only
like
people
the king of selling fights, and so is Mayweather.
The only thing that I'm
McGregor.
interested in is the press conferences. That's what I'm interested in. I'm interested in the press conferences, the fucking the fucking 24/7 shit that they do for Showtime.
Hey, I got a question though. How much did Mayweather sell for his last fight against? How many pay-per-views did he sell against Berto? Can we get that up? Can we look that up?
Let me see.
Because for me, the only people that wanted to see Mayweather fight were the ones that wanted to see him lose.
Oh, of course.
But look, everyone knows he would steamroll Andre Berto. How many pay-per-views did Berto do?
Fuck.
It doesn't, bro. Like, it's Mayweather's gonna smash him. It is what, like, McGregor's got one lucky punch. He doesn't land it. Like, everyone knows that. But MMA fans are completely ridiculous. Like, they actually think that he has a chance.
The only way he could keep it close is if he crowded him the way Maidana did in the first fight.
Yeah,
That's the only chance he's.
No, the only chance he has is throwing his
I
left
said
hand
keep
and
it
knocking him
close.
out.
I didn't say he would win. I said keep it close. The only way he can keep it
But
close.
he can't keep it
is if
close because it's so different. Like, the distance, everything is so different than MMA. And
Yeah.
the only way he has is the left hand.
Here you go.
See, look, that's horrible. That's horrible.
400K,
I mean,
550K. Hey,
I think McGregor and Mayweather will do a lot of pay-per-view buys. Everyone wants to see that fight.
It will. It will do a lot of pay-per-view buys. But you know what though? I'm telling you right now, the fight is not going to be entertaining. What's going to be entertaining is the build up to the fight, the lead up to the fight, the press conferences, the embeddeds, the fucking, Twitter fucking battles, whatever the fuck else that they're going to do, talking shit back and forth. Because it's like no other, you know what I mean? Like, they're going to just go at it like crazy, especially at the press conferences. You know this. You know what I mean?
I agree.
They're going to go hard. They're going to have they're like comedians. They're going to have people writing shit for them. And they're going to come out and like be.
Yo, guys, I'm a bounce real quick, all right?
All right.
Cheers.
I'm off.
All right.
This was a cool show, George. Let's do it again, man.
All right.
Yeah.
Take care.
I want to get into some of that U.S. Open stuff. Did you watch the U.S. Open or the
Yes.
World Team Trials?
Yes.
Damn. Next time, man. Fuck.
All right.
All right.
All right. All right.
See you
Later.
guys.
Later.
Oh yeah. I'm done.
What's he doing? Did he just leave his phone on?
Yeah.
Did he? No.
He did.
He did.
But I hope we.
Oh.
All right.
Oh, I thought we were gonna get some porno going on or something,
Yeah,
right?
I thought so too.
So that would have been the best podcast ever. You know?
I agree with
Guest
that.
left the phone on. You know, it would have been all right. But anyways, yeah, like I think that Mayweather McGregor, the lead up is the only thing that I'm gonna be watching. And the fight, I probably won't even watch it because I don't even watch boxing. I only watch like the aftermath, like after it happens. So I'll probably just
I
do
agree
that.
with that.
Yeah, I'm not even gonna be sitting there watching anything like that. So, that's my ending to it. But
Yeah, I agree with you.
all right, like before you go, I want to get your predictions for Bellator this weekend. Because
Ask me.
Bellator this weekend, right? Here, I'm gonna put it up on the screen so you can see who it is. All right,
Let's
you see
run
it?
through them.
All right, here we go.
Yeah.
Chael Sonnen versus Silva.
Gotta go with the bad guy.
You're gonna go with Sonnen? Because Silva might be on that juice.
Yeah, of course he's gonna be. They're both gonna be.
No, Sonnen can't be on the juice. It's in his contract.
All right. Well, he's still gonna win.
What about Fedor versus Mitrione?
Fedor.
Oh, you got Fedor? Lima
Don't
versus
even-
Larkin.
You know what it is already. Lima all day.
Oh.
ATL. Shorty was good.
Do you think Primus has a chance against Chandler?
Chandler wins.
What about
Aaron
Phil
Pico
Davis?
wins.
Oh, Aaron Pico. He's making his debut against a dude that fought 10 times already.
Doesn't matter. He's gonna win.
Fuck. What about Phil Davis and Ryan Bader?
Phil Davis.
Damn, this motherfucker just picking all the fucking wrestle and tackles and shit.
Goddamn right, son.
All right, man. I'll let you go. It was a good one. It was kind of
Kaseki, kamsamida.
it was fucking, I think this was the fucking craziest podcast of just fucking nonsense and shit. I don't even know, man.
Good, homie.
It's fucking, I can't even see your face. I just see your fucking mouth.
Oh, sorry.
Alright, man. Alright, man. Take care. I'll see you next week. Make sure you, get some rest.
All right, Big John.
Alright, man. Be good to yourself.
You as well.
Alright. Out.